you to the 2018 8th grade graduation fair. Thank you to all of our families, staff, faculty, students, members of our school board, Amy Hanavan, Brian Winslow, Shane Wells, Keith McGuigan, and Dave Ruth, community members, and SAU 44 Superintendent Dr. Godomsky for being here tonight to celebrate and congratulate our 8th graders. Before we begin, please make sure any cell phones are silenced. In the event of an emergency, please exit the gymnasium calmly and quietly through the emergency exits on either side of the room. We will begin our program tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Northwood School Band playing the national anthem. I'd like to invite any veterans and active duty military personnel to come to the front while we do the pledge of the national anthem. Our many questions and requests for assistance have always been responded to well, promptly, and with patience. I'm not sure if you remember, but there was a little bus issue at the beginning of the year, and in particular during that trying time, we were supported in our efforts to concentrate on our students and ensure a positive start to the school year, despite the circumstances. Dr. Godomsky is moving on to a new SAU in about a week, and before he goes, we'd like to invite him up to the stage to receive some tokens of our appreciation.
As a lot of you know, finding an advisor for this class is a difficult task. Being a class advisor is a lot of work and a difficult task to take on as well as a teaching role. Without an advisor, though, no fundraising could take place, and without fundraising, there'd be no class trip. Knowing how much the class trip meant to these kids, Ms. Clemens stepped forward and took on the position. Throughout the school year, Ms. Clemens has worked tirelessly in class, before school, after school, and on the weekends to help ensure that this class was able to meet their fundraising goals and have a great trip to Washington, D.C. I have personally seen how much she cares about each and every one of her students and how much work she put in to ensure that every child could attend a semi-formal on the trip that wanted to. She was available for every fundraiser, open to all fundraising ideas, and had several ideas of her own. Thanks to all of her hard work, the kids had a blast with their semi-formal, and on a class trip they will always remember. She did all of this and didn't even attend the trip herself, as she was busy with her checkbook project for the 7th graders. She did it all for her students. As just a small token of the kids' and the parents' appreciation, we'd like to present Ms. Clemens with this gift and our utmost thank you.
All right, and now on to the kids. It's been an interesting but successful year here at Northwood School. While beginning the school year with school running on a significantly delayed schedule presented a great challenge, it also created a great opportunity for our community and staff members to demonstrate their flexibility, resilience, and commitment to our students. We've accomplished a lot this year. We successfully implemented full-day kindergarten. We were approved to begin the process of pursuing accreditation to the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. We developed a strategic plan, and our collective knowledge around instruction, curriculum, and assessment benefited from the addition of a full-time curriculum director. These accomplishments have pushed us to work even harder moving forward to realize the tremendous potential present in both our staff and our students. Our students' potential has been observed and cultivated at all grade levels, but our 8th graders in particular have impressed us with their growth and achievement. Graduates, as you leave Northwood School, be proud that you have already achieved so much on your journey into adulthood. In tonight's graduating class, we already have accomplished artists, authors, actors, engineers, dancers, filmographers, athletes, civic leaders, activists, poets, musicians, and even some comedians. We know you to be students who have the courage to stand up for what you believe in and who are eager and willing to take on leadership roles. With each transition and milestone moment you have in the next several years, you'll get lots of probably unwelcome advice from those around you. For this milestone, let me be among the first to give you advice you haven't asked for. As you head to Coe Brown, I hope you will participate in as much as you can. You may find this hard to believe, but I promise you, the rich experiences that this world has to offer do not reside in your cell phone. Put the phone down and participate in the many activities and experiences that high school has to offer. Try new things, take risks, spend time with others, actual time, not FaceTime, explore new places, and share what you learn and experience with your friends and family. Second, believe that anything is possible. The options for your future are limitless. Don't let anyone try to persuade you otherwise, including yourself. Pursue the life you dream of. Expect to stumble along the way, but don't let those stumbles deter you. Get right back up, dust yourself off, be grateful for what that particular stumble taught you, and keep going. And finally, capitalize on the potential that we, your teachers, see so clearly in you. You all have an inherent and immense capacity for further growth and development. Your secondary education will provide you with knowledge and resources that will pave the way for your future. Take advantage of every learning opportunity you are offered. The teachers and staff at Northwood School are very proud of you, and we can't wait to see where you go and what you achieve from here. And we wish you good luck and to have fun in your new adventures. So enough from me. We'll now hear, recognizing here from our 3 top scholars of the class of 2018. They will share some thoughts, memories, and words of encouragement. Our High Honors Award recipient is a dedicated student who demonstrates a willingness to work hard, not only to advance her own learning, but to help others as well. She is always willing to take on a leadership role to help guide other students to work to their potential. She has a quiet determination and does her best, always. Please welcome Ann Toms, our High Honors Award recipient.
Good evening. Wow, where did the time go? It feels like just yesterday I was starting preschool in this week. But kindergarten year is where I met most of my classmates and kindergarten year was just a blast, from field trips to the kindergarten nursery rhyme show, kindergarten cafe, and even dressing up for Halloween and walking around the school in a Halloween costume. Without my fellow friends and classmates, my time at Northwood School would not be as memorable as this. Even though we didn't always get along, you taught me many lessons, and I have a numerous amount of memories together. So, thank you to my fellow classmates for making Northwood School memorable. I'll cherish the memories I have with you as we enter into a new chapter of our lives, high school. I'd like to give a special thanks to the friends who have always believed in me and supported me. Without their support, my grades would not be where they are today. Academics have always been a part of me. I've always been hard on myself, and I've always pushed myself to succeed. I'd like to thank all my teachers throughout the past 11 years who have done the same. I'd also like to thank them for helping me succeed and become not only a student, but also a person in the There's always been this one subject that I struggled to take, and it's always been one of my longest things, English. I've always had to work hard and put in more effort than some of my other classes. As a result of my effort and hard work, I got to honest English at Northwood, which for me is a huge accomplishment. With hard work and determination, I am thankful for this. Even if others don't believe me, believe in yourself because you can accomplish it. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents and sisters. Without their support, encouragement, and sometimes even criticism, I wouldn't be the person I am today. From helping me with math homework, to helping me study for tests, or even helping my sister read over my English papers and give her 2 cents. Even though I didn't always use or like it, they've been extremely helpful and very supportive. Without their help, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'll definitely miss the experience I've had in the past 11 years, but there's a new opportunity waiting around the corner, and I am ready. I'll miss the silly banjos, can we fix it with Jesus? I'll miss dance every Tuesday with Miss Hampshire, because she always made her dance with as well, than the 45-minute class period. The teachers have always had an impact on me, and I'll miss them all. I'll miss our incredible class trip to Washington, D.C. Thanks to everyone who made that possible. I'll miss playing sports here with fantastic teammates and coaches. I'll miss doing plays here. It was nice to have recess outside every day, even though one day the 6th grade camera hit me in the eye with a cell phone, and I kind of have never learned from it again. But most importantly, I'll miss those small days where we knew everyone and got to see each other in the halls or at home. I'll miss actually knowing everyone that I passed in school. During the years, I've had many ups and downs. Many friendships have been formed, some have been warm, and some friends have moved. But through it all, I've had a few friends that have stuck with me, and have had their back. I am thankful for the support of friends, family, and teachers throughout on this journey throughout the past 11 years. New experiences are waiting for us down the road. I am eager, as I work for us, for new experiences high school will bring. The transition from middle school to high school will be challenging, but I know everyone can have a successful transition, and I wish you all the best of luck today. Thank you.
Our salutatorian is driven, hardworking, generous, and kind. She has a thirst for knowledge and an aptitude for leadership. She is passionate for what she believes in. She is a friend and a positive influence to everyone, and is always willing to be there whenever anyone needs her. Please welcome Eva Roy. I started Northwood School as a first grader. My best friend Megan Brager and I were inseparable for that whole first year. Second grade came, and Meg and I were in separate classes. It literally felt like the end of the world. This forced us to make other friends, and this is when I met Sky Loto and Libby White. Then in the next few years, we met Jordan Dean. She balanced out her group perfectly, and the five of us became unstoppable. Libby, the chatterbox who could beat anybody in a race. Megan, the one who can only be described by Shakespeare's quote in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and though she be but little, she is fierce. Sky, the strong, smart, funny one who is secretly the most competitive of us all. And Jordan, the super sweet one who could talk your ear off about horseback riding. We all pushed each other and supported each other through each of our ups and downs. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints on your heart." My friends have certainly done that, and their footprints on my heart will stay there forever. I couldn't have done this without each and every one of my wonderful friends. And not only these girls, so many of my fellow classmates have become such great friends to me and are always there to brighten my day. I encourage class of 2018 to find friends like this because they're so loyal and supportive. Each one of us here has walked in and out of each other's lives, and even some have left pretty huge footprints on each other's hearts. My family is another incredibly important piece of me. Both of my parents have helped me become who I am today, and I love them for it. They have always believed in me and pushed me to be the best I can be. My sister is, and has always been, my closest friend. And though we fight sometimes, she will always help me with my homework and encourage and support me throughout all my endeavors. Without you, Brenna, I am absolutely sure I wouldn't have been able to get to where I am today. I love you so much. My grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins have also been so incredibly supportive. There are no words to describe my thanks to each of my family members. There have really been so many people that have contributed to my success. I encourage all of you, class 2018, to appreciate your family and the people in your lives that help you get from your preschool graduation to your 8th grade one. Other supportive people in my life have been my teachers. The class of 2018 and I have had these same teachers for 2 years now, and let me tell you, it takes really amazing teachers to be able to put up with us for that long. I really want to thank my teachers, Ms. Alifat, Ms. Kelly, Ms. Clemens, Ms. Lunhart, and Ms. Hashem. Thanks, Ms. Lunhart, for being able to answer literally any question we ever had in science class and having an endless supply of geology jokes. Thanks, Ms. Alifat, for letting us be creative in our writing and having us read so many amazingly powerful books. I owe so much of my love for literature to you. Thanks, Ms. Clemens, for taking on so much this year and planning great dances and an awesome 8th grade trip. Thank you to Ms. Kelly for being so wonderful with helping Megan and me start student council and being my passion for history. And thank you so much to Ms. Hashem for giving us amazing opportunities and exposing us to so many musical experiences. I have always had a fondness for music, but these past years with you have turned it into an obsession. And you really have fixed us all with a breeze. All of my teachers, our teachers, have had their own incredible contributions to our lives and to our educations. I encourage class 2018 to understand how lucky you are to be inspired by such amazing teachers. My friends, family, and teachers have influenced me in so many ways. And although I'm standing in front of you today as an individual, my success is really the work of so many really incredible people. So I encourage class 2018 to be the kind of people who support each other and leave everlasting footprints on each other's hearts. Thank you. Our valedictorian is a student who demonstrates commitment to academic excellence. She is not content to just meet expectations or success criteria. She is driven to exceed them in everything she does. She is willing to stand up for what she believes in and is fiercely determined to reach her goals. She is strong, determined, and confident. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2018, Megan Rieger.
Good evening. We recently returned from our 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. One of my favorite sites was the Lincoln Memorial. Lincoln once said, "I am a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down." Eva, Sky, Jordan, and Libby, you four have been those friends for me. You've always encouraged me to be myself and the best person I can be. And I cannot thank you enough for being such great friends. For those of you who don't know, we like to call ourselves the Spice Girls. My oldest and best friend, Eva, is Baby Spice. We call her that because she's the youngest of the group. Sky is Scary Spice, because back in the 4th grade, she developed a skill that is now known as the hairy eyeball. It's sort of a warning she gives when it's time to back up and leave her alone. Libby is our Ginger Spice. She doesn't really have red hair, and she isn't English, but whatever, we needed a Ginger Spice. Jordan, she's our Posh Spice. Jordan is a true fashionista. She's happy to give you advice on your outfit and helps me to be a little girlier from time to time. That leaves me, Sporty Spice. I originally got the nickname from my mom. I think it had something to do with the fact that I only wanted to wear gym shorts and t-shirts no matter what the occasion, which is pretty much true to this day. All of these girls, including myself, have very different personalities, but we balance perfectly off each other. And for me, that is why we are such great friends. Another huge factor in my academic success has been my family. My mom and dad have been so influential on my life. Starting at a young age, they have always encouraged me to be involved in clubs, activities, and sports, while balancing academics as my top priority. Being so involved has helped me to remain motivated and driven to succeed. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for helping me to develop into a young lady I am proud of. You have given me the confidence to play big on the basketball court, even though I clearly am not, and to have the strength and courage to be myself. Thank you, Grandma and Pop, for traveling from Pennsylvania to be here, and to Grandma and Grandpa for coming from Connecticut. Even though we live miles apart, I love you all so much. Your love, your support, and the great ways you constantly spoil me, it means so much. That leaves my big brother Ben, who happens to be one of the biggest competitors in my life, and a huge pain in my you-know-what. If you know me at all, then you know that I am very competitive in everything I do. Back when Ben was in Northwood Elementary School with me, we would always be comparing grades and trying to get the better report card. I remember one day, I had a 1/10 of a point higher on my average. I was so happy that day, I could not stop smiling and happily rubbing it in his face. I know, a 1/10 of a point seems a little silly, but that was the first time I had ever brought home a higher quarterly average. And at that moment, I knew I could be a top student like he was. So thank you, Ben, for pushing me to be my very best, even though you didn't mean to, and for helping me with my homework when I begged and when Dad forced me to. Because, let's be honest, Dad had no idea what was happening in math. Thank you so much to all the wonderful teachers and staff here at Northwood School that have guided me, coached me, and taught me for the past 8 years. Ms. Lenhart, you've helped me to become much more organized over the past few years. You kept us on schedule, you set clear expectations, and you brought out our best work possible. Ms. Kelly, you've made social studies exciting, interesting, and a class I looked forward to having. I will always remember playing silent ball in our Zen yoga sessions. The absolute best teacher I've ever had is Ms. Hampshire. She has given me many incredible opportunities, from honor band to all-state band, to just letting me try new instruments. These opportunities were great exposure for me musically. Thank you so much, Ms. Hashem, for making my last few years at Northwood School lots of fun and very memorable. I will never forget all the hilarious inside jokes you and our band came up with, and your beloved Starburst jelly beans. I love your style and how you connect with your students individually. I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for me. As we finish our time here at the Northwood School, I hope that my classmates are as excited as I am for Co-Brown. Co-Brown offers so many great opportunities for everyone to be involved in. I think it is very important to get involved. Whether it's sports, arts, or clubs, find something that you're passionate about, something that gets you excited. Use it to have fun, take the pressure off, bond with friends, and make the most out of what I know will be an amazing 4 years for all of us. Good luck, Co-Brown class of 2022. Thank you.
We'll now move on to the awards portion of tonight's program. We have many presenters giving out awards for academics, athletics, and aspirations. Students, if you hear your name called, please come forward to accept your award. So we will need our staff members who are presenting awards to come on up. begin tonight with the Northwood Teachers Association Award. Good evening. My name is Lauren Dow, and I am president of the Northwood Teachers Association. This award is given to the student with the fourth highest GPA in the class. This year, I would like to congratulate and present this award to Alex Qualia. Hi, I'm Ms. Clemens. I'm here to present the Algebra 1 Award and the Math Award for this year. These students demonstrated incredible thirst for knowledge for math and performed fabulously. This year's Algebra 1 Award goes to Sky Logo. And this year's 8th grade math award goes to Natalia Walsky.
Good evening. I'm Michelle Alicado, an ELA teacher. First, if you just give me one moment, I need to address the entire class. I'd like to say a few words to this class. It has been my extreme pleasure and honor to teach you. You will be forever known as my first and favorite class. Good luck, and I hope you keep these words from an unknown author deep in your heart when life is tough for you. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Thank you. And now for the award. The person winning this award has shown to be a very responsible and motivated and confident student. She comes to school every day with an excitement for learning and a dedication for going above and beyond her school. She's a model student whose work ethic and focus on detail make her an inspiration to her classmates. She's a vivacious reader of both fiction and nonfiction, and this contributes to her amazing writing skills. It is with great pleasure that I announce the 2008 English Excellence Award to Sky Lowe. The Young Authors Award is presented to a student who has the talent and skills to become a published author. This particular award was difficult for me to give one out because I have many great writers in this class. It's just amazing their skills. But this student is incredibly perceptive, with a true gift and respect for the written word. No matter what the writing assignment may be, I always look forward to reading her work. I cannot wait until the time comes that I'm in my favorite bookstore and I happen to see one of her books on the shelf. It is with great pleasure to give this young author award to Kiara Summers.
Hello, I'm Miss Lenhart. Don't leave me. Sorry. It's hard when you live with students for 2 years in a row because then they leave and miss them desperately. And that's something that all of us are facing this year as we've all moved with this fantastic class. In science, I have asked these students to really dig deep and share their thinking and examine the data and look at the evidence, and they do such a nice job of being able to share their ideas with each other and have that be a really safe and secure activity that we do in class. The science board this year goes to a student who is always willing to be the first to talk when it's time to share their thinking. But more importantly, she's been willing to listen to the ideas of others and seriously consider them. And in the end, she follows the data, the evidence, as she tries to make sense of the world. This year's Science Award goes to Megan Brady.
I'm Dana Kelly. I'm the social studies teacher, though to some I am known as Crazy Kelly. It has been my absolute pleasure to work with this lovely class for 2 years and to be able to say one final farewell before they truck off to high school. The Social Studies Award is given to the 8th grade student who consistently demonstrates the following qualities: the ability to read with a critical lens, thoroughly elaborated writing that explains their thinking, the ability to hear and understand both sides of an argument, and the empathy to treat their classmates with understanding and humanity. This year's winner demonstrates these capabilities in an extraordinary way every single day, although occasionally you do have to tell her to stop reading her book or dancing everywhere in the hallway, because this year it is Miss Eva Roy.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Karina Beeling. I'm the Spanish teacher here. And before I give out the award for Spanish Award for 2018, I'd like to ask the class. I'd like to just let you guys know how much I appreciate every single one of you and how thankful I am for having the opportunity to work with all of you this year. Now, none of you are here by accident. Every single one of you earned your spot on this stage. You've earned it through hard work, homework, MMS, constant and through a great deal of laughter and friendships that have been formed here. Now, we started out this year having to be very resilient. This group here has been asked to adjust their schedules. And also sitting here is the first class, the mayors, that have all studied foreign language. This is so wonderful. And you must be commended for that. So I'm very proud of you guys today. Look forward to hearing from you as you move forward in your academic careers. It's been wonderful getting to know all of you. So this evening, I'm going to present the Spanish Award for a student who consistently showed good humor and flexibility and resilience. So, Lily Ganaroni.
Hello, my name is Robert. I'm the technology director here at the Northwood School. And I'm here bringing up my own award today, which is actually pretty good. If you've seen me here in years past, you get piggyback on some other awards that already exist. And this year I was able to actually bully my way into having one that we can start this year. So I'm very happy with that. The individual I want to recognize, this is actually a service award, not an academic award, but this person needs to be recognized, and this happens every so often, every few years, that people come up and work in the technology department, doing a lot of different things, helping support this building, keeping things running, learning new things, learning how networks work, and things like that, keeping laptops running. This individual, actually, I've been able to work with for 4 years. Just didn't even realize it 2-3 months ago that it's been that long. And unfortunately, this year, because of schedules, buses, and all kinds of other things going on, we didn't do a lot of projects this year, which was kind of down. But again, this person's been here so long, working here, in clubs, and technology clubs, and robotics clubs, and all this other stuff going on, and helping out with the building itself, and being there all the time, being involved with all the new Chromebooks coming in, and the website, all kinds of things that I can't even really, I can go on and on and on. I can do that because the elements are on to talk. So I'm going to be real brief and say that I actually get to present a new award that I hope I'm able to keep doing over the years. This is the Student Technology Support Apprenticeship Award. And this person has done a really great job for over the last 4 years, helping out whenever needed, even during vacations and stuff. Just can't believe that he's going away. So kind of a shame, but I got to move on to bigger and better things. This first year of this award actually is going to Bird Bulge.
Ms. Martineau, she's help couldn't be here tonight, so she asked if I can her award for it, and I of course said yes. The help awards are based on effort, participation, and the drive to ask questions. The students receiving the awards were chosen for their ability to make real-world connections and having a positive influence on the classroom itself. It's my pleasure and hers as well to give this year's help awards to Jordan Dean and Parker Tatum.
So the physical education award is given to 2 students who exhibited enthusiasm, determination, leadership, and passion for athletics. The students that I chose were always energetic, excited, and contributed to a positive morale in the classroom. It's with great pleasure that this year's physical education awards go to Lily Veneroni and Tommy Smith.
Congratulations, 8th graders, we're proud of you. And I'm Melissa Moore, and I'm the library media specialist here, and I have 2 awards to present for Infotech. The first one goes to a young man who has distinguished himself in many ways. He's always interested to try new things in the field of technology. He has a great sense of humor. This shows up in all his projects. He's very creative, and his work shows originality. And I'd like to present the Male Infotech Award to Seth Quinn. And the Female Infotech Award goes to an 8th grade student who also completed all projects with excellent effort. And when the project required research and working successfully with a partner, she met this assignment with flying colors. When planning and creative thinking were the goals, no problem. She did that too. And then when technology threw her a curveball, she dug in, turned to plan B, and turned in a great project. She has a great sense of humor, a lot of fun to work with, and the Infotech Award goes to Adrienne Foster.
Good evening.
I'm Sarah Hashem, the music teacher and band director. The General Music Award is for an 8th grade male and female general music student who showed interest in the subject matter, demonstrated personal growth and improvement over the course of the quarter, and completed assignments and projects with exceptional effort. This year's female recipient was an innovative, creative thinker during general music. She took risks and thought outside the box. She effectively time-managed class time to complete assignments and would always have quality written and performance-based projects. Her final bucket drumming project showed creativity and innovative thinking throughout. This year's award goes to Annie Thomas. This year's male recipient was willing to take on new challenges and risks, even if that meant sometimes stepping outside of his comfort zone. He has a great sense of humor, showed interest in the subject matter, presented as demonstrated throughout his written and performance work. This award goes to Seth Quinn. Giving out 2 art awards today. This student who is receiving an art award is very creative and put a vast amount of effort into her artwork. It is clear art is her passion. She is always seen with her sketchbook and most likely drawing it. She has started to build her own artistic style and continues to herself. She takes constructive criticism to improve her artwork and is willing to try new things. The art award goes to Musaki Kanda. Has natural artistic talent. He creates neat, thought-out artwork. He works diligently and takes his time creating quality artwork. He created an intricate line drawing and a charcoal tiger eye, which showed advanced artistry and skill. The art award goes to Tommy Cerullo.
Good evening. I'm Sharon Ford, and I'm the Drama Club director. The student I have chosen to receive the Drama Club Award has been involved with the club for years, playing supporting roles as well as leads. He has grown so much over the years. Unfortunately, this year, due to circumstances beyond his control, his show closed before it even opened, but he was no less of a star. This year's Drama Club Award goes to Lucas Laliotis.
The Band Director's Crescendo Award is for an 8th grade student who has participated in band and shown growth and improvement and commitment to the group. The recipient for the Band Director's Crescendo Award this year is a student who has stuck out to me since I joined the Northwood community 3 years ago. Over the course of the last few years, I've had the opportunity to watch this individual transition from more of a shy, reserved individual to more of an outgoing and risk-taking individual, especially in the band room. Putting her fears and nerves aside, she participated in Honor Band this spring, and I'm pretty confident that I can say she really enjoyed her day there. The recipient of this year's Crescendo Award is Sky Lobo. The Band Director's Hero Award is for an 8th grade student who has participated in band and demonstrated excellence in leadership. This year, there are 2 recipients for the Hero Award. The recipients for the Hero Award have gone above and beyond during their time with the Northwood School Band. These 2 ladies have taken an interest in learning additional instruments, are exceptional cheerleaders within their sections, help in the 6th grade band, and are role models to students throughout the band program. Their dedication and leadership skills have been a strong asset to our program here. They have represented Northwood School for 2 years at the Southeast Middle School Honor Band Festival and are continually looking for ways to help within the band program and music department. The Hero Awards go to Megan Rieger and Eva Roy. Hello again. I am also the athletic director here at Northwood, so I was asked to select 2 recipients for the Tom R. Conway Athletic Award. This award requires that these 2 student athletes participate in at least 3 school sports while maintaining academic success. Both of these students played pivotal roles for their teams during cross country, soccer, basketball, baseball, and softball. It was a privilege to work with these students and coach one of them. I am pleased to present the Tom R. Conway Athletic Award to Thomas Cirillo and Mallory Farrar.
My name is Keith McGree, and I'm here representing the Northwood School Board tonight. First off, on behalf of the school board, I'd like to congratulate all of their 8th grade graduates tonight and wish you the best of the next steps. I'm fully confident that each and every one of you has the capability to succeed, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Good luck. So tonight, I'm presenting the Anne Stroud Award. I've been involved in presenting this honor for the past 3 years, but I've never actually knew I knew the name, I presented the award, but I didn't really know the person or the reason behind it. So this year I dug in a little bit to try to find out, do some research to see what I could find out about this Anne Stroud. Well, as it turns out, and I'm not really surprised here, she really was a wonderful person. By all accounts that I found, she was kind, generous, funny, adventurous, and had a great love for her community and the town of Northwood. Among the things she's remembered for is serving on the school board, founding the Bull Lake Dam Run, and her contagious optimism. Supposedly one of her favorite sayings while enjoying a beautiful day in Bull Lake was, "It doesn't get any better than this." Sadly, she was taken from us too early in her life, but her memory is still celebrated and remembered by the town. At one time, the platform at the entrance to the transfer station used to be the Anne Stroud Information Center. In addition, the school board continues to keep her spirit alive by presenting the Anne Stroud Community Award each year to a graduating 8th grader that exemplifies the characteristic of giving back to the community through service and volunteerism. School staff nominated a number of excellent choices for the award. The board decided this year to present the award to the candidates who participated in a broad variety of service and volunteerism, such as cleaning up trash for local beaches, donating homemade animal toys to local animal shelters, making hats for newborns in hospitals, volunteering at nursing homes, and teaching free dance lessons to area children. On behalf of the Northwood School Board, I am very pleased to award the 2018 Anne Stroud Community Award to Tyler Rush.
And I'm Jennifer Hodgson, and we are paraprofessionals here at Northwood School.
First, I have some advice for all the 8th graders graduating. I want you to remember that sometimes some kids will be smarter than you. Some kids may have cooler clothing than you. Some kids do better at sports than you, but it doesn't matter. You have your thing. Be the kid who can get along. Be the kid who is generous. Be the kid who is happy for other people. Be the kid who does the right thing. Be the nice kid. I'm sure you're all nice kids. That's right.
On behalf of the Northwood support staff, it is my honor and pleasure to give this award to a student who has shown tremendous academic and social growth throughout their time here. This student displays a boundless energy for life, learning, reading, and has an amazing sense of humor. Not only has the student shown amazing growth academically, but also as the most kind-hearted student you will ever come across throughout your day. I am pleased and proud to give this award to the funniest student I know, Lucas Laurelis.
Thank you to all the staff who presented those awards. Next, we will give our Guiding Principles Awards. Last year, we adopted 3 guiding principles to capture the qualities and characteristics we wish to cultivate in the members of our school community. The first is inspiration. We want learners of all ages to be both inspired and inspiring in the pursuit of continuous learning. Our second guiding principle is innovation. We value trying new things, taking risks, and doing things differently. Our third guiding principle is inquiry. As a community of learners, we are curious about our world, our place within it, and our influence on it. We seek to discover, explore, and learn from others. This year, our teachers have nominated a young man and a young woman to receive an award for exemplifying each guiding principle. Our first recipient of the Inspiration Award is inspiring both academically and socially. She is an enthusiastic learner, a help to her teachers, and an avid reader. She is appreciative of her classmates and teachers and readily demonstrates her gratitude. Lacey Davis. Also receiving the Inspiration Award is a student who enjoys being helpful and staying busy. He brings energy and enthusiasm to any activity that he volunteers to do. He is a passionate outdoorsman and always willing to share his expertise with others. Seth Ireland. Our first recipient of the Innovation Award is a student whose creativity and artistic sensibilities enhance her classwork. She has an innate ability to take something ordinary and make it extraordinary. Kiara Summers. Also receiving the Innovation Award is a student who pushes himself to learn new things and helps others to look at things in new ways. He demonstrates leadership and altruism, both in and out of school. Seth Quinney. Our first recipient of the Inquiry Award is a student who is characterized by both his energy and his willingness to ask questions that many other students won't. His interest in understanding the hows and whys of things contributes to spirited class discussions. In addition, he demonstrates strong leadership skills. Trevor Gardner. Also receiving the Inquiry Award is a student who demonstrates genuine curiosity about the world and asks questions that allow her to deepen her understanding of what's being learned. She is committed not only to academic excellence, but also to kindness and friendship. Jordan Dean.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Northwood. I am the assistant principal of Northwood School. I will be presenting my award. So I'm not really sure where to start with a student, as they exude everything it means to be a Northwood School student. Intellectual curiosity is what stands out to me, whether in EC or me spouting off questions about assignments being worked on. Even though it was not always cool to speak to the assistant principal, this student made it a point to have conversations with me when I facilitated. I never got the feeling I was being brushed off with an answer out of haste or annoyance, but more genuine desire to thoroughly explain what's being taught. In a digital time, where there's more onus on digital footprint and social media communication. This student remains well-balanced with a healthy perspective on the present. I witnessed many times that a student would hold a door, help a peer pick up an item they dropped, or comfort someone in distress. There was no big production about these things, but more of a quiet civic duty. The student has a smile on when anyone speaks to him, no matter what the situation may be. What I appreciate most about this student is his dedication to academics and being a well-rounded kid. When you have an ability to lighten up a room with a gregarious personality, you know that there is a sincere and genuine heart behind it. It is not uncommon for teachers to say how he brightens up their day with easygoing personality and willingness to give his best effort. He might not realize it, but he models what it means to have a great character around his peers on a daily basis. We are all lucky to have such a great student as Thomas William Cirillo.
The Principal's Award this year goes to a well-rounded, mature student who possesses a quiet strength. As a middle school student, she already has a sound understanding of what's truly important in life. She is very much her own person and is not easily swayed by others. She's simply not interested in being like everybody else. She pursues a variety of interests, from academic to athletic to artistic pursuits. She is an innovative thinker who reaches answers and draws conclusions in ways that others might not think of. She works well with and is helpful to others in a variety of contexts. She demonstrates empathy and gratitude, and she understands the value of family and friendship, not only in the importance of having good friends, but also the importance of being a good friend. She is a positive role model and leads by example. This year, the Principal's Award goes to Liz Midwood. We are now ready to present the certificates of graduation. Students will be called to receive their certificate in alphabetical order by last name, and they will pause briefly to smile for a picture. Mallory Farah. Gretchen J. Piquera. Sydney Folsom. Hill. Seth Ireland. Misaki Isabel Condra. Natalia Kowalski. Lucas William Maliotis. Hunter Laughlin. McKenna Catherine Lee. Brian Levico. Sky Elizabeth Bodo. Kylie Rebecca Merchant. Elizabeth Inez Midwood. Kaylin Christine Nicole. Evan Nicholas. Elmer Palmer IV. Emma K. Pollock. Tyler Allen Kuja. Alexander M. Collier. Seth James Quinney. Hunter Ramsey. Eva Elizabeth Roy. Natalie Cinnamon. Emily St. Laurent. Kiara Jade Summers. Parker Daniel Tatum. Ann M. Toms. Lily Veneroni. Elizabeth M. White. To end our program tonight, we have one final event. Several of our staff members have arranged a song to honor our graduates. So I will invite them to come forward. say hello, hello, hello. Be careful that they tell us what birthday they compel us to say goodbye to you. So long, farewell, it's time to say hooray. We hate to see you leave us or go round. So long, farewell, adios and au revoir, adios to you and you and you. So long, farewell, we'll see you soon. We're sad to see you leave us all behind. So long, farewell, good luck and stay in touch. We know you're close and not too far away. It's time for you to go on up the road. We know you won't be sad for very long. The time has come for us to say goodbye. So long, farewell, adios and au Thank you to our teachers, that was wonderful. Our program this evening is just about over. As our graduates leave the stage, they'll select 2 carnations to present to special people of their choice as a token of appreciation. Carnations will be handed to students by staff members as they exit the stage. Members of the audience, please remain at your seat until carnations have been handed out and graduates have moved to the back of the gymnasium. Please enjoy cake and refreshments in the lobby after the ceremony. Before we conclude, I'd like to thank our marshals from the 7th grade class, Allie McWiggin and Megan Adams. I'd also like to thank our ushers from the 7th grade, Aiden Cox, Max Compton, Carly Clemmer, and Ian Kennard. And now, without further ado, I officially present to you the graduates of the Northwood School, class of 2018.